you can always come back and get that QR code if you didn't. All right. How's everybody doing out there? Always great to see everyone. We got, looks like a bunch of our usual suspects. Hey, where are you from? City, country, city, state, etc., all that kind of stuff. I do have a guest host on. I'm going to bring her on right now. Jalin, thank you so much for helping me out today. That's all. All right. That's awesome. Fantastic. All right. Hey, listen, yeah, no, absolutely. And look, we do have a membership as well, membership group. And I'm sure Jalin will put a couple comments up there. And you can tell those people because they have a little symbol next to their name, little circle with a couple lines, whatever. I don't even know what that says or means, but that is a membership link. And we would love you to become a member. Just come right down here. You'll see a join button. If you're watching this on mobile or on the computer, probably a join button down there. Come join, check it out, even for a month or something, whatever. We just would love to have you. So, Jalin, thank you for joining me and being my gracious co-host. I appreciate that.
Well, there's Bob from up in Bellevue. I don't think it's 434 degrees Fahrenheit.
I thought the same thing. I was like, wow, he is really, really warm. Or really, really.
No.
No, it would be minus.
Very high.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I love it. That's fun.
Thanks for inviting me tonight. Thank you.
Oh, of course. No, absolutely. That's what I try and do with my super mega ultimate righteous fans who are what they call Smurfs. I try to invite one of you guys in to be a co-host. I love doing that. So it should be a lot of fun. And this is not going to be a long one today. We're just going to talk about some stuff because we're coming into spring. A lot of stuff that, it's kind of scary out there. So we want to kind of prepare you and get you ready for this. So I'm going to add it to the stream right here. We're going to talk about internet security. First of all, I'd like to know, anybody that's new to watching this, or if you're rewatching this, what are you afraid? I mean, point blank, are you afraid to be online? I guess that's kind of where I want to take it first. Are you afraid to be online? Is this something that scares you? Because there's a lot of times that something happens that triggers this fear. I mean, I think it's natural for us as humans. Even when we pick our banks or anything like where we're going to invest our money or things like that in life anyway, do I put it in CDs? It's in my bank. How secure is this? Whatever. There's a lot of things that we ask ourselves in these times. So I think it's real important to I'm real curious. How does everyone feel? Jalin, you want to add a little bit to that maybe?
Sure. I personally am not. I've been using computers for 30 years now.
Mm-hmm.
No, 40 years now. Anyway, and I'm kind of aware, I've learned enough to watch out. I know enough to go look at a piece of email or a text and check it out, and I never click on anything. I go to my account at the company if it's an Amazon or I don't use Norton, so a Norton renewal is BS. And that kind of, so but we are inundated with that kind of garbage. And
I agree.
Personally, I am not. I'm pretty sure I've got things. I'm aware enough of the weird ones. So with others though, and I've been working at the computer club as a volunteer and helping people make peace with their computers. There are some who are petrified and actually paranoid. There are others who are there are others who make the mistake of actually responding to one of those phishing events, right, and can get themselves in trouble. But personally, myself, I'm not scared. I try to help people become less scared.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much assurance you can do as well. Because, and I think, and I'm going to bring up this next thing, but LastPass, I know they have had some issues, and I know that you are a user, and that can bring concern. That can bring people's fear to fruition.
And we are at the computer club. We're recommending that people change all their passwords, and if and when they're ready to move away from LastPass. I'm not there yet. I am changing passwords as we go. I'll probably go to something like 1Password. I don't like Bitwarden enough, but the importance of a password manager, whether it is one like LastPass, one keychain for Apple, um, um,
Mhm.
but we also have the browser password keepers.
Yeah, funny you mentioned that. I was just going to bring that up. Yeah, or a Chrome, and you mentioned to me that I didn't put up here, but yeah, that Edge has the same thing, same kind of browser password type thing. This is like
Firefox does
right,
also.
exactly,
Yeah.
and so they have where you can have saved passwords, etc. And I'm sure there's no absolute, I mean, no fail safe completely.
Agreed.
But it's kind of like what I tell people this way. I said, if somebody's going to break into your house and they really want to break into your house, they're going to break into your house, no matter how many locks, no matter how much security, no matter they're going to get in. They might not get out with much or whatever, or some of the things that you have in place might stop or deter or whatever. But I think the biggest thing is we just have to be careful of, are you afraid online? I wish that some of my former family and coworkers were afraid to go online. Yeah, I know. I've seen some of the incriminating stuff for you, Mike, there. You might want to have that checked out. Isn't browser caching the least secure way to save passwords? I don't know the answer to that.
I don't either.
I mean, I can't answer that, so I don't know. I mean, I just...
The way I use it, because I do use the Chrome version of that. Unless somebody can get into your account, just like anywhere else, and have your password, and if you're smart enough to have set up two-factor authentication.
I love it. You keep talking about the things that I'm about to bring up, so this is awesome.
Oh my goodness. There you go.
Go ahead. Keep going with your conversation.
To me, it's a matter of being cautious, setting up all the securities that the various services suggest and offer. I have the Google Authenticator. I have the Microsoft Authenticator on my phone. I get the texts when I log in. I am able to go to the computer club every Monday, and I log into my Google account, and all my stuff is there.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is to remember to log out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yes.
Even if you don't, when you go in to look at the passwords within Chrome, and I'm sure it's with Edge and Firefox as well, you have to put your master password back in. You have to keep, you have to let them know it's really you. So that so yes, it may not be, it's definitely not the most secure.
Right.
But I don't know that it isn't secure if you're paying attention to your own security.
Yeah, no, and 100%. And I have to say, so I'm extremely old school here. I have a spreadsheet with my passwords, but it's in a crypt that only I know. And you have to cipher I mean, I'm not saying that someone couldn't, but it's kind of cool the way I've done it. And I feel real comfortable about it, but I don't, because it's kind of like my son who works in tech. Okay. He's in IT and he works in the password of Blue Choice Blue Shield in South Carolina. And it's very, if you have a password issue, you probably talk to his group anyway. So, and I hope I'm not revealing anything secret there, Stephen. No, but I said to him, I said, you know what I hate about companies like that is they, and my password. And he's like, no, we don't know your password. I said, no, someone knows my password. He says, I promise you, no one knows your password. I said, okay, if that's true, how do you know, like when you make me change it in 90 days, change that password or whatever? How do you know my past 15 passwords? Banks do this all the time. How do you know it's one?
You can't use that one. You used it already.
That's right. You used it already. Somebody
somebody somewhere that record.
knows my password. Yeah, somebody does. Somewhere in the system, it's in there because you're not allowing me because of that, because you know something that I don't. Now, granted, I'm sure it might be only one person or one person knows how to access to get or whatever.
You know?
But my point is that for you to know that it's not the same, you know my password. So, and he thought he really had to think about that one for a little bit. I don't know if he's out watching or not, but he was just like, okay. I said, so, and there's back doors to everything. Anybody that writes software knows about all that, et cetera, and that kind of stuff. So it's just, you just have to really be careful of stuff. And I know with Windows came out and we stopped all of the, like you don't have to have Norton, you don't have to have McAfee or McAfee or whatever it's called. And then you don't have to have AVG or any of those. You can just now use, if you're on a Windows machine, you can just use the Microsoft Defender.
I think it's Microsoft. It's been Windows Defender, Microsoft Defender, Windows Secure. I think it's Windows Security now.
It probably is. It probably is.
Whatever has come on a Windows machine, the Defender or Security or whatever, and Malwarebytes as my two go-to for security on my system. I've been hit, but nothing has ever gotten through and done damage.
Well, which is great. Thank goodness, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and because I have used Avast in the past and AVG, and never you really wanted to do Norton because it was such a bear and such a resource hog.
Yeah.
People would come into the club at the time and complain about the slow, and it turned out it was the amount of resources that Norton takes up. But now I didn't pay for Malwarebytes for a long time. I would sit down once a month and do the maintenance. Sunday morning, cup of coffee, sit down at my computers and do the maintenance on all of them. I finally said, this is ridiculous because I have Malwarebytes on 5 devices now. I have it on my phone, my tablet, my Chromebook, and my 2, even though you don't need it for the Chromebook, just so I've got it on. And I really like that it does it automatically. It's worth the money to me, especially since I'm not paying for antivirus. And the other thing that I really appreciate is with all the errors that they've made through the years, Microsoft continues to improve Microsoft security. They didn't used to go after as much malware as they do now, and there are other things. It's improved through the years.
Well, it's cool. I'm glad I asked you on because I know that you're into this stuff being at a computer club too, a very large computer club, right? What did y'all hit?
We've topped 1,100 now.
That's so nice.
Blows me away. Now, we also are unique in that we have a resource center that's open Monday through Friday. There are volunteers there every day on the Apple side and the Windows side, and we have Android help and Chromebook help and Roku help and streaming, all kinds of things.
That's awesome.
And it's just, we've got a wonderful guy who used to be one of our presidents who is now doing PR. He goes to various senior living facilities and other organizations. He does a little 15-minute spiel about the club. We've gotten stuff from that. We've invited organizations like a small women's group, that kind of thing, to come in and actually have a meeting at the resource center, which is we use our senior center there. And that was really, we got a lot. They gave us a $50 donation after that, and they have a really, really nice letter of thanks. So we're reaching out a bit more than we used to, but we've gotten up to just over 1,025 and been tanked during COVID, of course.
That's great.
But now it's 1,100. I mean, it's just amazing. We've got amazing volunteers, such wonderful, knowledgeable people who love sharing their knowledge of all kinds of things. So it's wonderful. I even helped somebody solve a problem on an iPad the other day, and I'm not even out.
There you go. See, sometimes that's all it takes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Thank you, Mike.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. No, that's awesome. And that's fantastic. And I knew that would be a good, I'm glad. And so can people, do they have to come in? Is this a physical thing or is it something they could connect with you online as well?
Hilton Head Island is a destination for vacationers and all. We have people who are here a couple of weeks and come in and join, and some that live, that come and stay here for a couple of months and then go back up north to escape the humidity. Those are called humidifiers when they leave to go home after we get too humid
Love,
down here. So,
love.
but I've helped people in France, in
Nice.
Canada, all over the country, wherever people are from. They can call in, they can email, they can go to the website and leave a contact request. And somebody always gets back to them, and it's
That's
amazing.
great.
And I'm very thankful to be a part of it all. It's amazing.
All righty. Well, awesome. And okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up here. Would love to have members join afterward. That'd be good. We can talk about this a little bit further in the backstage pass area. Yeah, I just want people to heed caution. It's like I put up there on the banner, I said, are you afraid of online? And you don't necessarily have to be, but you also want to heed caution on a lot of things too. One of the things, and I told Jolyn this before in the green room before, one of the reasons that this was even brought on as a topic, I had just purchased something on PayPal, and I got an email probably about 10 to 15 minutes later that had a PayPal icon up in the top with some stuff saying about my account and everything. And it was from a Gmail that I didn't recognize. It had nothing down below where it, saying unsubscribe or any of that. It doesn't have any of the credentials that normal PayPal emails would come in, but they don't ever ask you for any of this kind of stuff. And you have to be really cautious and careful. So I think that,
I agree. Yeah.
So I wanted to do something. I said, don't be afraid, but kind of be afraid.
Michael, can I make one more comment on that?
Yeah.
One of the things I love about Gmail is in the listing of all your emails, you can hover over one of them. It will open up and you can immediately copy that address.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you could go search for others. The other thing you can do is once you've opened it, there's a little down arrow next to your name that you're the recipient, and you can see the address and very often the reply to address for that email. And if it is not from the company, it is spam. And that's the way I look at it. So I don't even know. I mean, I don't like to open them if I'm not sure, but that way I can confirm that it's spam, and it goes straight into the spam folder. And the fact, and I know that there are some there. I don't know enough about Outlook and some of the other email services, but I know that with Gmail, I find it very easy to figure out if it's a bad guy.
Well, thanks for helping me out today.
Thank you for asking.
Awesome. Yeah, of course. Hey, listen, folks, if you're watching this in replay or you're watching this in replay, please do me a favor, put a comment down there of something that you use or something we might have missed in our conversation. Maybe we can further a show or do something higher on topic or something, or more specific if it's something you wanted to know about or learn about, because that's what we do. We tinker. A lot of fun that we're doing and having fun. If you want to be a part of it, don't forget, hit the join button right down there, right by my left shoulder, right down there on your mobile phone and also on online. So thank you, everybody. We will see everyone else in the backstage pass. Again, Jolyn, thank you so much for joining. Good day, all. Y'all be good.